Hi everyone, today we'll be making tiramisu cake. This tiramisu cake will feature making the ladyfingers from scratch, so you don't have to buy ladyfingers yourself, although I do recommend buying ladyfingers, they'll probably taste better, but making it from scratch is more fun. The first thing you're going to do is separate egg yolks from egg whites. I used 7 egg yolks total for the size of the cake that I wanted, and 7 egg whites. Next, you're gonna mix half a cup of brown sugar into the egg whites and beat it. You're gonna beat it at high speed all the way until you get stiff peaks. Stiff peaks refer to the phenomenon when you pull out your egg beater, the foam of the egg white just forms into a peak and doesn't fall back down. Afterwards, we're going to start beating our egg yolks and we're going to add another half cup of sugar to the egg yolks and some vanilla extract. We'll want to beat the egg yolks on medium-high speed until a creamy and foamy texture forms. When both egg yolk and egg white has been beaten properly, we'll want to fold the egg white into the egg yolk very gently so that no air bubbles from the egg white has been dispersed. Next, we're going to add a little bit of baking powder, just a tablespoon will do, and once again fold gently. Finally, we'll be adding 1.5 cups of flour to the egg mixture. Make sure you're adding the flour using a shifter or putting through the flour through a strainer. You want to add a little bit of flour at a time and gently fold the flour into the egg batter. Once again, we want to limit losing the air bubbles from the egg white. And after all that is done, go ahead and just pipe your ladyfingers onto baking trays. Now, I was actually being really cheap. I don't have a proper pipe, so I just cut a hole in a plastic bag, and that resulted in some very large ladyfingers. They're more adeptly called man fingers because these are some extra large man fingers, not ladyfingers. Anyways, afterwards, you'll want to bake the ladyfingers in the oven for 15 minutes at 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and they should come out ready to eat. But we're not going to eat them. We're actually going to leave them out for a day so that they can cool down and be ready for the tiramisu. Now, it's very important that when you're making tiramisu cream, you're using pasteurized eggs. Pasteurized eggs are eggs that have been sanitized so that bacteria is not living in the eggs. What you do is you want to boil the eggs at 135 degrees Fahrenheit. This keeps it from cooking, but at the same time kills off bacteria within the eggshell. And then boil that for 5 minutes and put the eggs in an ice bath. You can use these eggs for up to a week. Okay, now to make the coffee cake portion of the tiramisu, we're obviously gonna need coffee. And what you want to do is use espresso. The stronger the espresso, the better. So you're going to want to make espresso with slightly less water than you normally would. You'll need about a whole cup of espresso. You can use instant espresso as well. That works just fine. But make sure you get at least 1 whole cup of espresso because you're going to need that much to dip for 2 layers of ladyfingers. For the filling of the tiramisu cake, we are going to start off with 2 whole cups of mascarpone cheese. This cheese is the only cheese that people use for tiramisu, and some people have tried to substitute with cream cheese, but it just doesn't taste the same, so I highly recommend buying this specific cheese. Once again, it's mascarpone cheese. For my tiramisu, I'm adding Malibu Rum. Normal tiramisu requires some sort of rum. I add about 2 tablespoons of rum to the cheese and then proceeded to mix it. Malibu will give this tiramisu cake a slight coconut flavor, which I like. Next, we're going to beat our egg yolks with sugar over a double boiler. The heat will allow the sugar to mix into the egg yolks more easy. Remember, we are using egg yolks that have been pasteurized already, so there's no risk of bacteria because we are not going to be cooking these egg yolks or egg whites. We're going to be eating it raw in the cream. So it's very important that you're using pasteurized eggs. So go ahead and beat the egg yolks into the mascarpone cheese at medium speed until everything is well blended. The next ingredient to add to our cream is heavy whipping cream. Heavy whipping cream is really nice and adds a bulk of that mass that we have in our cream. So we're going to be beating it on medium-high speed with vanilla extract. You want to beat the cream until soft to medium peaks form. The last ingredient that we're going to add to our cream is egg whites. We're going to be beating these egg whites to stiff peaks, so make sure you beat the egg whites on high. While you're beating the egg whites, go ahead and add in about half cup of sugar. This will give the egg whites a little bit of flavor and also make the cream sweeter overall. So we'll gently fold the egg whites into the cream. Mix the tiramisu cream until it is well blended throughout. After mixing the cream, we are going to start layering our cake. It's going to go coffee cake, cream, coffee cake, cream. So to make the coffee cake more interesting, we're going to add 4 tablespoons of Malibu to the coffee. And we're going to dip the bottom layer of the ladyfingers into the coffee Malibu mixture. Put it in the baking pan and add in a layer of tiramisu cream. Next, we're going to layer on another layer of coffee dipped ladyfingers. And finally, we're going to add the top layer of tiramisu cream. We're going to store this in the fridge and chill. After chilling in the fridge for 2 hours, it's time to put on the finishing touches. I added a layer of powdered sugar. Then I added a layer of cocoa powder. This gives the tiramisu cake its distinct look. I then added a little bit more powdered sugar just for color contrast, and then added chocolate chips. These are Ghirardelli chocolate chips. And you'll want to chill the tiramisu cake overnight, and bam, you have a finished tiramisu cake. This is an awesome cake to bring to parties or for any occasion. I brought this cake to a food cookout of my friends and we pretty much devoured it except for this last piece that I kept for the video at the end. And you can really taste the coconut flavor, and this cake was a smash hit overall. If you liked the video, please go ahead and give me a thumbs up or subscribe to my channel. It helps a lot. Thank you very much for watching and have a fantastic rest of your day.